Yep,
Hey
sounds
everyone,
good.
again, thank you for your patience this morning. Mark Hunter here at the Messer office in Charlotte, North Carolina. Just a couple of housekeeping items before we get started. Number one, please place your phone on mute if you're not already there. You should be muted out, but with the technical difficulties we're having, anything could take place here. Also, there's an opportunity for you to ask questions by using the question box on the right-hand panel. If you'll type those questions in, we'll come back and address those questions with answers at the very end. This will allow our presenter to go through the information in the best type of fashion. Again, this morning, we're very pleased to have this opportunity to bring before you the Foresters Group, an A-rated company with over $6 billion in assets. So you know there's security there as we go forward. They're going to bring to your attention some of the different products that they have today. And again, when we close this out at the end, not only will I answer the questions, but I'll bring to your attention a bonus program that we have available to you as agents for the sales of any of these products that we're going to bring out today. So once again, it's my honor here to present to you Jim Thome. Jim is the trainer internally for Foresters. And again, good morning, Jim, and thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you to everybody for your patience. We apologize for the technical glitches and delay. Thank you for joining us. As Mark said, we're going to cover a few of our products. Number one, I think we'll kick off with the PlanRight, a great final expense product, very competitively priced, easy to sell, quick turnaround times for you guys, which means you get paid pretty quickly on that. Really, I'm going to let Dennis cover all of this, but we're going to talk about a few of our products, as well as the Foresters story, the Foresters difference, and what sets us apart from the other carriers. So with that, here is Dennis Grebino, one of our internal wholesalers here in Minneapolis.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate you guys taking the time to come out today and learn a little bit about Foresters, the products we have to offer, and the good work we can do together. I'm going to be jumping around the presentation a little bit today because we're kind of trying to make it exactly what you guys are wanting to learn about and not focusing on some of the other stuff that we talk about as well sometimes. So I will be jumping around at different points. But I'm going to start today by talking about the Foresters PlanRight, and that product is our final expense product. So let's get started right there. The Foresters PlanRight is a whole life product designed to provide for the death benefits as a way to help people pay for the cost of their final expense. The U.S. population is aging. In the next 20 years, over 70 million Americans are going to be age 65 and older. When you think about most seniors, they have two things in common. First, they want to stay focused or financially independent as possible and as long as possible. Second, they want to make sure they don't leave a mess behind for anybody else to take care of when they pass away. PlanRight is designed to help the family with both of those goals. First off, it's affordable. We'll show you some pricing competitions so you'll see exactly what we're talking about. Second, it's designed to help pay for the cost of your client's final expenses. That way, the insured person doesn't leave their heirs stuck with that funeral bill. How much do funerals cost? According to the National Funeral Directors Association, average cost of a funeral in 2010 was $7,755. However, that just includes basics like the vault, embalming, and the casket. It does not include many of the costs that are traditionally associated with the funeral, like flowers, donations, and transporting the remains or other costs. There are other hidden costs that are associated with the death that many people forget or may not be aware of. First off, there's probate expenses. People don't always know about the member benefits right away, so you want to make sure that your clients are aware of LegalLink, and if they don't take advantage of the discounts offered by Legal Club of America, at least get them the free simple will and keep it updated. That can save thousands of dollars in probate costs. And second is the real estate. If the client who died is leaving a home that has not been updated in 30 years, how long is it going to take to sell? In most parts of the U.S. today, the real estate market is flat at best. The heirs may be left paying for upgrades, repairs, to bring the house up to code, real estate taxes, and probably even utilities. Those are expenses that can add up in a hurry, so make sure that your client's considering those costs as part of their final expense plan. PlanRight is an easy product to work with. It's a fast application process. There are no medical exams, blood profiles, or urine samples to draw. Underwriting's fast and easy, so you know what your client is eligible to apply for before you even leave the home. And because the application and underwriting are so quick and easy, that means that we can issue it quickly. We issue most PlanRight applications within days of receipt, so that means you get paid quickly and you can move on to help your next client. Face amounts can range anywhere from $2,000 to $35,000, so you can fit this into just about anybody's budget. Now, there are states variations to this product, so be sure to check them before selling it. But in most states, there are 3 versions of the product available for sale. There's the level, the graded, and the modified benefits. For a level benefit, if the insured passes away at any point, the death benefits payable will be paid at 100% of the face amount starting right away in year 1. So it's regular whole life basically, where you have your guaranteed premiums, guaranteed cash value, and guaranteed death benefits starting in year 1. With a graded benefit, this is for the client who has some health issues, maybe like Parkinson's or COPD. If the insured passes away in years 1 or 2, the death benefit payable will be based on the greater of either the return of premium with a 4.5% interest rate, or 30% of the face amount for the first year, 70% of the face amount for the second year. And then the modified benefit, this is for the client who has poor health. If the insured passes away at any point in year 1 or 2, the payable death benefit is based on their premiums paid plus 10% interest. If they pass away after year 2, that death benefit is based on the full 100% of the face amount. Also, one thing to remember, in the first 2 years the insurance is in effect, Forrester's death benefit payable is based on 100% of the face amount if the death is accidental, even on graded or modified cases. The insured must die as a result of accidental bodily injury within 180 days of the accident. The premiums are easy for your clients to understand. This is an age-last product, so just put down the age they are today on the application. The rates are easy for them to understand, and they are male, female, tobacco, non-tobacco, and there's no banding, and the certificate fee is commissionable. The initial premium needs to come from a draft out of a bank account, from checking or savings account, or in the form of a personal check. And finally, although PlanRight is 3 products, there's only 1 application necessary. That way you don't have to learn how to apply for 3 different products. Now, the PlanRight offers 2 riders in most states. There's the common carrier accidental death benefit that can provide an additional death benefit of up to 2 times the face amount if the insured dies as a result of an accident that occurred while the insured was a fare-paying passenger on a common carrier. Death has to occur within 180 days of the accident. A common carrier is, think plane, train, bus, something with an established route that requires a paid ticket. For example, any amount payable would be based on the PlanRight face amount of, say, $25,000, plus the common carrier accidental death benefit that could pay up to $50,000 additionally. So the total death benefit would be $75,000. There is also an accidental death rider that can be purchased. It can add up to $35,000 of additional protection if the insured dies as a result of an accidental death caused by accidental bodily injury within that 180 days. This is available on the PlanRight level policy only. What makes the PlanRight underwriting so fast is that we use a third-party underwriter, Aptical, to provide you with that personal health interview at the point of sale. The personal health interview is on average a 12-minute phone call. During that call, Aptical uses the applicant's answers on the application, an MIB check, and a prescription history check to determine the applicant's medical eligibility to apply. That means that you can focus on the sale and not the underwriting process. You'll also know that your client is medically eligible to apply before you even leave their home. PlanRight uses a 4-step process. 1, you fill out the application. The reason is because we need the client's permission to do the MIB and prescription history checks. The signed application is that proof that we need, and we need that for our records moving forward. Then there's the applicable phone call. They will ask a few basic questions, such as your name, producer number, and a few basic questions about the client. Then they're going to ask to talk to the client. While on the phone, they're going to confirm the client's answers to the questions on the application while they are looking at the MIB and prescription history and lining that up. Like I said earlier, it's about a 12-minute phone call. When they're done, they're going to ask to hand the phone back to you. Number 3, the applicable interviewer is going to tell you what the client medically qualifies for. That way, you get to have that conversation with your client about eligibility, not the applicable interviewer. And number 4, then you just submit the application. It's an easy 4-step process. One last note, even if your client is declined, be sure to send in that application. That's why we ask you to have the client sign it first. Legally, both foresters and you as the insurance producer have to have a signed application as proof that the client gave us permission to run the MIB and prescription history checks. If we don't get that signed with application within 10 business days, we actually have to eliminate your ability to use the point of sale process. We don't want to do that, so we'll call and email you and try and get a hold of you to get a copy of that application. But unfortunately, if at the end of 10 business days from the interview we don't have that signed application, we have to eliminate the ability to do that process. So please just send that in. If you're interested in selling PlanRight, there are 4 pieces that you'll want to make sure that you get. The first is the PlanRight Medical Reference Guide. It's 33 pages long, and it has a lot of great materials in it. It has 600 medications listed and 5 pages of medical definitions, so don't waste your money printing one. We're going to send one out to you. Don't forget about the prospecting brochure, as it'll cover all the member benefits and has great information for your clients on that. Finally, 2 great PlanRight pieces. There's the trifold brochure first, and the second is a worksheet brochure that's 8.5 by 11. Clients will like this one because it's easy to read with a large font all the way through, and it has a great leave-behind piece that shows them why they bought PlanRight. Finally, there's 2 numbers to call. The first is applicable. They'll be able to do the phone history interview for you. And for anything else, there's a sales support desk. We're a team of licensed agents in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We no longer sell to the public. We're Foresters employees, and our job is to help you sell. So if you have questions about member benefits, PlanRight, maybe you need a quote or materials, just give us a call, and we're here to help you sell. Now, I'm going to jump over to talk about the Life First term next. Just give me one moment to get there. And this is our term product. The term product is something that's available for temporary coverage. Offers level premiums, level death benefits, non-medical underwriting, and it also has conversion privileges. Life First offers 4 terms to choose from. And whenever one of your clients becomes an insured under the Life First certificate, they also become a member of Foresters and may be able to take advantage of the member benefits. We've already talked about what non-medical underwriting is at Foresters, so keep in mind it is the same underwriting process for non-medical on this product as it is on Advantage Plus or also the Smart UL that we'll talk about. So the underwriting is a little more simple. We've got a similar build chart for all the products. So as you can see, it's relatively forgiving. There's no blood work, no APS. There's an e-app available, We just look at the MIB and prescription history of those products. These are some of the features with non-medically underwritten Life First. There's a 20, 25, and 30-year term available. Issue ages is on a nearest age basis. So if they have a birthday coming up in the next 6 months, they're the older age. And issue ages from 18 to 55, from 50,000 to 250,000 if they're 56 years old or older, 50,000 to 150,000 is the max. Premiums are guaranteed level on the base coverage for the initial term and annual renewable to age 100. The certificate fee is commissionable on all the non-medical version of this product, and it's also convertible up to the earlier of the certificate anniversary on which the insured is 65 years or older before the term ends. It also has to be 5 years before the term ends, and if the client converts at least 2 years into the initial sale, you're actually going to get another full commission on that conversion sale, so it's almost like 2 sales in one. It's issued standard up to about table 4 for the underwriting. The medically underwritten versions offer 4 terms. There's face amounts beginning where the non-medical leaves off. Non-medical stops at $250,000 for most issue ages, and medically underwritten starts at $250,000 and $1 or more for most issue ages. There are 2 bands, 4 non-tobacco classes and 2 tobacco classes. And like the non-medically underwritten version, it's convertible before the expiration of the initial term. Just a few notes on the riders. There are 2 versions of the disability income rider. It's available with accident and sickness, or just accident only to help fit within budgets. There's a family health benefit rider that offers some extra protection in case of natural disasters. That common carrier accidental death rider that we talked about on Plan Right. There's also the accidental death rider and some children term rider to offer coverage to the kids as well. We've got some great materials on Life First as well. I recommend that you get copies of all 4 of these items by calling the sales support. Forrester's underwriting guide that has the build charts, submission criteria, medications, and medical definitions to help you figure out what they can qualify for. Forrester's prospecting brochure is that member benefits brochure again, because bottom line on the member benefits, and we're going to touch on them here in a second, is that they can help you close business, they can help you keep business on the books, and they can help you generate referrals. We have 2 great brochures. The first is a trifold brochure, and the second is more of a worksheet brochure. You're seeing page 2 of the worksheet brochure on here, which has 2 columns. First one is the product and riders, and the second is the benefits of membership. That way you can leave this for them to review the entire Forrester's value add with the clients in an easier to read format. And some producers actually use it as a checklist. We get a lot of great feedback on this piece. I'm going to jump back quickly to the Smart UL for you, and we can briefly touch on that product. And Forrester Smart UL is a flexible universal life product that offers lifetime protection on a non-medical and medically underwritten basis for potential cash value accumulation. What type of clients did we design the UL for? Someone relatively young, between the ages of 30 and 50. The middle market, which we believe is an underserved market, these are people with mortgages, working 1 or 2 jobs, and a lot of times they'll have kids at home. People who want lifetime coverage, if funded properly, the universal life is permanent protection. People who want to accumulate cash are another group that this is great for, because the UL is designed to be a cash accumulation UL, and currently has actually a 5.85% interest rate on it. Why should you offer the UL? Well, you can offer your client a competitive universal life accumulation product. Smart UL offers lifetime protection, competitive rates, flexible riders, and flexibility in the coverage that you offer. Forrester's UL also offers an easy application process. This is non-medical for most issue ages up to $250,000 in coverage. That means that we look at the applicant's answers to the health and lifestyle questions on the MIB and the prescription history report. That's no blood, urine, or exams, just like the Life First side of things. And there's an optional point of sale interview that you can do with a paper app. If you have a client who needs more than $250,000 in coverage, then we can offer them a medically underwritten coverage. Actually, that medical underwriting starts at $100,000 on the UL. The non-medical underwriting is a simple process, makes underwriting fast and compensation fast for you. So again, you can get your client's coverage, get them taken care of, get yourself paid, and move on to help that next client. Forsters does not do a complete underwriting interview. There's no fluids taken or routine exams. We do need your client to fill out the entire application with health questions and lifestyle questions. And you may need a questionnaire for some yes answers from your client if they have some health issues. And there is an e-application available on this product as well. We rely on the applicant's answers to the questions along with the MIB and prescription history to make any underwriting decisions. And there's, again, an optional phone interview can be done to make it go even faster. Universal Life product, non-medical basis, is available from $25,000 to $150,000 on kids 0 to 15, 15 days old to 15 technically. 16 to 55, you got $25,000 up to all the way up to $250,000 on non-medical, and 56 to 75 is $25,000 up to $150,000. I'm going to kind of zip through some of these to make sure we finish on time for you. But the UL is also available on a fully underwritten basis, you know, $150,000 or more on the kids, $100,000 or more up to age 70, and you get a little break on the max or the minimum face amount when you get to starting to be over age 70. 71 to 75 is $50,000, and 76 to 85 can actually go all the way down to $25,000. And there's a number of different preferred rate classes on the fully underwritten, and the MODs are available for monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. Minimum modal premium is $25 for monthly, $300 for annually. There's a decreasing 15-year surrender charge. There's a premium expense charge of 6% for the first 20 years. Monthly administration deduction of $12. All of these fees that I'm talking about, you don't need to get too caught up in them because they're going to be a part of the illustration that you look at, and it'll show you based on your inputs what the cash values end up being and how the product ends up looking. There's a number of different options to add flexibility where you can do a level or increasing death benefit that is available. The level benefit will be a little less cost, and the increasing will actually pay the cash value out on top of the death benefit so that we can have the coverage, the money that they're gaining in there out to beneficiaries as well. There's a number of riders available to help you customize the coverage. A lot of them are similar to the term that are available. Some living benefits and some extend coverage to children or accident and things like that. And a lot of similar pieces to that Life First that we're talking about with the underwriting guide, the flexible protection, and that worksheet that can come in very handy. Briefly before we go, I'm going to touch on the member benefits. Forsters is a little bit different kind of a company than most people are used to. As a fraternal organization, the setup of the company is a little bit different. Forsters is focused around a common bond, that everything that we do is for our insureds, their families, and the community. And the insureds are members of the Independent Order of Foresters. Companies run for them based on that common bond. And on the back side of things, we're actually not for profit. So all the money in a stock company that would normally go towards shareholder profits or taxes, for us, that money goes back into that common bond. It goes to our insureds, their families, and the community. There's a number of ways that we do that. We have some great charity relationships with great groups like the American Red Cross, Ronald McDonald Houses we work closely with. We also do a lot of work with a group called Kaboom, which is a fun group that's got a goal to try and make sure that there's a playground within walking distance of every kid in America. We've actually built over 100 playgrounds with them. If you ever get the opportunity, I do highly recommend that you take part in that. And It's a really fun opportunity. It's a lot of work. It takes about 6 hours to go from parks laid out on the ground to a standing playground. So it's a really neat deal. We've got branches located all across the country that host different types of family events, anything from volunteer activities to maybe a family night at a baseball game. Good example, last fall I got 4 free tickets plus spending money to take my family to State Fair here in Minnesota, so that was pretty neat. There's also member benefits on top of the insurance, and you're going to learn more about that as you go. That's something that I highly recommend that you talk to all your clients about, because it can help you close business, it can help you keep business on the books, and it can help you generate referrals. We've got things like competitive scholarships. It's up to $8,000 towards college at $2,000 a year. That's a neat benefit because it can extend all the way down to grandkids even to apply for. There's a terminal illness loan, which gives access to the death benefit for those emergencies. If the health needs arise and a client's diagnosed terminally ill, we can't take away that problem, but we can at least take the money worry out of it with a terminal illness loan. So that's all a very nice benefit to have available. If you're dealing with younger clients, there's some orphan benefits where if that worst case scenario happens and that couple you wrote up on Foresters were to die and leave their kids orphaned, on top of the insurance, we would actually step in and pay $900 per month per child until he shall reach 18, and follow up with up to $24,000 per kid in scholarships to make sure that they're going to be okay. There are groups like Everyday Money, which is accredited financial counselors, or Legal Link, which gives them access to free and discounted legal services. And there is a community grant program that I highly recommend you getting familiar with, because that actually allows people to direct where some of their money goes within their own community. I think at this point, I'm going to wrap things up, turn it back over to you, and appreciate again you taking the time to come out today and learn a little bit about Foresters and what we have to offer. And I hope to talk to you all soon on the sales desk.
Well, once again, Dennis, Jim, thank you very much for bringing all of this information over to us here at Messer. First of all, as you guys always know in the past, what I'd like to do is kind of look at some of the bullets that were brought out. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know if I have enough time to go through some of the important information that we shared today. So I'm going to rely on the fact that this webinar is being recorded. Therefore, if you want to go back and re-listen, pick up some of the points that I know it was a lot of information. And again, thank you, Dennis. So that should be one of the best ways you can go back. If you could, Dennis, just talk a little bit about Legal Link again and that will.
Definitely. Legal Link is a benefit that really is a broad benefit. It's access to free and discounted legal services. So generally speaking, any first legal appointment is free. It's the first appointment, and you learn from there the rest of it. But there are some free services because of the membership. There are some deeply discounted services, and then there's an overall discount if you don't meet one of the first 2 criteria. One of the free services that is offered is a simple will. If your clients qualify for a simple will, they can get one drawn up or updated up to annually at no charge. The lawyer is going to help them figure out what type of will is the best will for them. If they're in a more complicated scenario and it's not a simple will, they can still get one done. There's going to be a charge, but it'll be at a discount that they can get that done, so they can get the best will for their own situation. But if it's a free will, a simple will, I mean, it'll be free, and a lot of clients on unlimited means end up on a simple will anyway. So that's a very nice benefit. And one example of a deeply discounted rate that can come in handy for parents of teenagers is if you want to contest a traffic ticket, that's a deeply discounted rate.
Excellent. Thank you again, Dennis. And again, for all of us as agents, I think number one, your priority should be to get on that Messer website, get to our agent resources, get to our contracting tool with the Assurance Bay, and if you haven't already been appointed, get that appointment in the works so that you can bring these products out. I think for many of you on this call today, Foresters is probably a brand new opportunity for you to take a look at the benefits. I know we have a lot of agents with us today that have primarily focused on the senior market, so I guess it goes without a word that the Plan Right program that was first introduced is one of the best places for you to fall back on. Again, with the caveat, please make sure that the threefold program is available in your state, because I know I'm talking to guys and gals across America. Dennis, I do have one question on that modified plan, and they're going through the underwriting questions. Aside from height and weight, because I know there were height and weight charts, and as an example, if we had somebody that was 6 foot tall and 350 pounds, I'm assuming they would be declined even on a graded or a modified plan. Is that correct?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't have the guide in front of me to look at the height and weight chart at this moment. The height and weight chart is relatively forgiving, but yeah, you can end up in a level graded, modified, or even declined. That is in the medical reference guide, or you can always call the sales support desk to get answers on specific cases like that. But other things that can end you up in the modified area are things like if you're within a couple years of a circulatory surgery, if you got diabetes with some complications like neuropathy, nephropathy, retinopathy, and that sort of thing. The sales support desk phone number, again, is 866-466-7166, option 1.
Okay, and again, thank you for adding that number for us. Again, agents, you need to get appointed so you can get that appointment kit, so you can get that reference guide, get that basic trifold brochure, and get that leave behind piece. All of that information will be available to you once you get appointed. And again, if you'll go back on the Messer website, use our tools. If you're not familiar, please give us a call here at Producer Support. We'll take you on how to get to that carrier index, how simple it is. Once you've set up the carrier index, you'll be able to roll on down through it, and you'll find Foresters. And once you get on that, you'll be able to go to what's called the how-to guide. It's going to give you the website. It's going to give you the information you need for submitting that first application, whether you submit it to us for assistance or whether you do submit it direct, which you can with Foresters. And of course, if there's a check involved, we're going to expect that you do submit that direct. And again, remember what was said. It's so important. If you're doing one of these Plan Right applications and you've done that phone interview, you've got to send that app in, no matter what. If it gets declined, you got to get it in there, because if those 10 days go out, I think that Dennis was very polite, but the fact is if you don't do it, you're out of business. You can't sell it anymore. So don't make that mistake. Also, if you'll note on the side panel of the Messer website today, you're seeing our E&O. If you don't have E&O, there's never a better time to get involved, get it done. It is an annual program that when you sign up for it, it'll be effective for 12 months from the date of signature. Our program is also one that's designed to give you the coverage independently. You're not being pooled with others. So basically what that means is your $1 million of coverage, or two, whatever you choose, is there for you if the need should arise. It's not going to be there as a split pool basis, and the day comes you need it and there's no funds in your pool. So another good reason to please take a look and use our E&O insurance. Let me see what we've got in the question pool here. I haven't even had a chance to get over there. And the questions are piling up. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. Can an agent sell a final expense product over the phone without seeing the client face-to-face?
Yeah, there is a voice signature option available in a number of states where there's an online application where basically the process is that they would sign into that online application while on the phone with the client, fill out that application, submit it to Aptical pending the interview. They let the Aptical interview signature and give them the app ID, and then they'll go through the interview, much the same. There are some disclosures that are additional on that for the voice recording. You can get out of some of those by sending some forms that are available, and then the process is very similar from there, where they let you know how things went, and it's automatically submitted to us. And that's something that, like I said, is available in a number of states. There's a little bit of extra training that has to do, so it consists of a webinar that explains the process, and the upline has to request their ability to do that.
It is available in roughly 30 states, and you'll find out on foresters.com once you get logged in. There's a map of the state availability and the nuances for each state. So.
Very good, and thank you very much, because I know there's a lot of agents that are always asking that question. What can they sell over the phone? So here you go, guys and gals. You got something you can work with, but again, let's just make sure that your state that you're looking at or in is one of the 30 states that's available for that process. Another question which we've already answered is this presentation available? And yes, again, it'll be downloaded onto the Messer website, onto our learning tool. You'll find that also, again, under Agent Resources Messer's Learning Center, probably within the next 24 to 48 hours. So that'll be there for you. The phone number, again, as was mentioned, if you need help with the sales department, 866-466-7166. That's option 1. And again, please do give us a call if you need any additional assistance. If, again, you want to get brochures, information, and most importantly, as I really think you need to, is get that agent reference guide. Get appointed, okay? That's the best way to step forward. Get yourself ready to sell. Let's see here. I did also say that because you were with us today, number 1, it's great, thank you, and your name is on the magic list. And the magic list says that if you go out now in the next 30 days and write a piece of Forester's business, that being any one of the products that we've talked about today, you'll be eligible to receive a bonus on the term products, on the UL products, and even on the level plan right product. We'll offer a bonus of $100 for that first initial sale. One sale, one bonus. Again, you have to have been on the web, so don't pass this over to your buddy across the hall that didn't get up this morning and get on the web. They're not eligible. Only those that are registered are eligible. You'll need to send us here at Messer a copy of that application. We'll do 2 things with it. We'll register you, number 1, and number 2, just in case you forget, we'll make sure we go ahead and send that in so that you're not out of business. If you do happen to sell a graded plan, we're going to drop the bonus then down to $50. And if you do sell the modified plan, it'll be $25. So there's your options. Sell a more level term, or sell the permanent product of the UL, or again, sell the level plan right plan and look at $100 for this first sale. Anything else that's in the modified or graded will also be modified or graded in the bonus. And I think also the last thing I want to note is when you're working with that level term and that non-med opportunity at $250K, Foresters is one of the few companies out there, ladies and gentlemen, that will actually issue up to a table 4 on a non-med. A lot of companies with a non-med just close it off at standard. They don't do any table writing whatsoever. So keep that in mind, that you've got a better opportunity with that non-med here than you do in many other places. Again, too, I want to make sure that you take advantage of all the benefits that we have to offer at Messer. Use our agent support line. Give us a call. Shoot us an email. We'll get back to you. And again, thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Foresters, for coming on with us this morning and making our agents better prepared to go out and make themselves a good living. Thank you all for being here. Look forward to your joining us again next Wednesday. And next Wednesday again, it's all part of the Webinar Wednesday programs here at Messer. And next Wednesday, we're going to go into something called the income protection. So if you want to learn how to help your clients protect their income, join us next Wednesday. Thank you all again. Mark Hunter signing off.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, all.